Welcome to String Theory. I'm JP Cormier. This is Chris Coote.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're glad to be here with you.
And who is this?
That is Charlie.
Charlie the chicken.
Charlie the singing chicken.
Original.
Charlie the singing chicken.
Okay, have a scotch.
We're so glad you join us here every week. It's a great pleasure for us to be with you. And we look forward to this Wednesday.
It's the day
of the week.
It's the day. Today is the day.
It is.
It's our day.
A special shout out to all of our partners. Boucher Guitars, best guitars in the world. Levy's, leather straps. Thank you so much for everything you do for us. G&G Music, Annie Ganesh, Fantasy Music in Halifax. The place where the big prize is going to be given away next week. This is the last week.
This is.
K&K Sound, best pickups ever.
Great pickups.
Man, Gallagher Guitars, my dream instrument. Recording King, Alvarez Yeri, thank you so much. I used one of the Honduran mahoganies this week on the album I'm making for Jen Foote. What a guitar. Damn. And Yamaha Music Canada, I used my 50th anniversary FG180 on the album as well as the second guitar. This thing's killer. And James Martin Instruments. We're going to do your review next week. I know I've been saying that for I know.
Last week.
Jesus.
And the week before.
It's been so busy, and it's such a great guitar. I want to do a good job of this review. So
You should pay somebody.
yeah, I should. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah. You want to do it?
No.
Okay. James Martin Instruments, Kilkenny, Ireland. We love you, buddy. Audio Sprockets, James May, inventor of the Tone Dexter. Diadario, Canada. Brickhouse Guitars, Josh House Guitars. Apollo Picks, Tone Right.
Tone right.
Chris has something else written
What
on the
happened
sheet.
there?
I don't know. Tone Right. Close Guitars. There's one of those showing up pretty soon.
For close talkers.
That's right. And, well, we'll save this for...
We'll save it.
But anyhow, there you go. There's our list
There's
of
somebody else.
our favorite folks. And it's just good to be here. It's August already.
I know.
Damn.
The summer is passing us by.
Yeah. Well, not really. We've had a good time.
We have.
We've had fires and swimming and boating.
But it needs to go on forever in eternum.
Yes, it does.
In eternum. Who else is in the house tonight?
Ginger. The lovely Ginger is in the house.
She's a badass chick.
And
that one.
I think we should also say that tonight's program is brought to you by Ginger's lovely curly parsley.
Organic curly parsley.
Organic curly.
Perfect in a tabbouleh salad.
Also as a garnish for baked potatoes.
A natural breath freshener.
That is correct. If you eat also some of her natural green onions.
Green onions.
Yes.
But back to the parsley.
Yes. The parsley is a...
Nature's green shit for all your food.
that is correct. For anything that you might need of color in your food. The green,
It smells right from
yes,
here.
and it's the curly part, the curly variety.
It's the short and curly
it's the
parsley.
short and curly parsley. So.
Yeah. Looks delicious. I'm enjoying it right now.
Yes, I'm enjoying it right now.
All right. Mom's going to tell us to get on with
Yeah.
it.
she is.
Interested.
Love you guys. Okay,
Happy
look,
Wednesday, everybody.
so we're gonna go right to Capo Corner because there's an
Need a capo?
I do.
Okay.
There's an exciting thing that
Another
just
one?
happened.
Shub?
Shut.
That's my favorite capo.
There's an
Pinchy bit.
there's an exciting thing. Ow.
Trim your
There's an,
fingernail.
there's an exciting thing that just happened literally 2 hours ago. Here's our Capo Corner feature. A new guitar builder from Pennsylvania named David Bernroth is going to be sending up. He's been a luthier for 12 years. He's a master finish carpenter, a craftsman, right? Obviously, he's building guitars, but he also does everything else. And he just wrote this book called Dave's Little Book of Finishes. That fascinates me, right? So he's talking about, the book is coming with the guitar, but he's talking about all the different things you can use to finish wood or guitars or furniture, I'm assuming. Or
It's freshly finished.
Yeah, it's freshly finished. So he's sending his latest guitar to us for review and a copy of the new book. And he loves string theory and me and Chris. And so there you go. We have another luthier
In the fam.
from yes, sir, from Pennsylvania. United States of America.
Love Pennsylvania.
I do too. It's a great state. I've spent a lot of time in there. And
Driven through it lots of times.
Yep.
Need to stay there every once in a while.
Yes, sir. So David Bernroth is going to be sending up a guitar. All that we're waiting on now is him to sort out the crate that's coming in.
Shipping crate.
He sent me pictures of it. And it looks spectacular. So
Florentine cutaway. Big, deep Florentine cutaway.
Yeah. So it's going to be something else.
Yeah. It's an amazing looking guitar.
Mahogany and cocobolo. Or sorry, Babinga.
Babinga.
One of my favorite woods. Robin. The first,
Not to be confused with the Bazinga.
Yeah, Bazinga is a different thing.
Yeah, it's totally different.
My first Boucher was Babinga, and it was the first time I ever really seen it, and I fell in love with it from using Robin's guitars, and so I'm really excited about this. David, thanks for joining us, and thanks for getting involved. This is what we do this for. So
can't wait to see that.
Can't wait to see the guitar. So we're gonna get James Martin to be up next week, and then probably in a couple weeks' time we'll have David on.
And the headstock on the guitar.
Yeah,
we shouldn't say too much, but
No.
it is one of the most unique.
It is.
Headstocks I've seen in a long time.
He calls the guitar Little Big Voice, which makes sense to me because it's like a jumbo OM.
Yeah,
and it's just I could just tell by looking at it it's going to be spectacular. So
it's one of the most unique guitars in all aspects that I've seen in a long while.
It is. It looks like an artisan's guitar.
Yeah.
Right. And something you don't. And it's got stuff like a pull through bridge. There's no bridge pins.
Right.
It has this heavy kind of a rosewood. It's really cool. So that's gonna be coming. David Bernroth, welcome to our partners list. And I know you're probably watching tonight, and just want to tell you how much it means to us that you reached out, that you thought enough of what we do here to reach out to us to get, to help you. And we will do that. And if your guitar sucks, I'll tell you.
Break it to him gently there.
Right to your face. I'll just ream you straight out.
Break it to him gently there, Burton.
That's right. Tell him whatever.
You gotta roll the old ladies.
Yeah, roll the old lady.
Yeah.
You gotta roll the old lady. I love that line.
That
It's
is
my
a great
favorite
line.
line in that song.
Yeah.
Talking about his
Roll it to my
grandmother.
grandma.
Roll it to my grandma. Roll the old lady.
It's a good tune.
Burton Cummings. I opened for him once at Citadel Hill.
Did you really?
Yes, and it was unreal.
Like concert on the hill?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was just us and him. Him all alone with the piano. Holy crap.
That'll do it. That's all a man needs.
It was unbelievable. It was the best show I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah. Anywho,
over to you.
First question goes to
the super chat from Jim Hanlon.
Hey.
Jimmy Hanlon, Triple J, Curly Parsley Man.
Jimmy,
what do you got?
He said, I just put on a set of Santa Cruz parabolic strings. Well, me sunny, wicked all together. Hi, Ginger, JP, and Coot.
Well, me sunny. I've never heard of those. I obviously know that Santa Cruz builds guitars. I had a deal with Santa Cruz in 1996 that I got through, I believe, I'm pretty sure that Grit Laskin helped me get that deal.
Mm-hmm.
And because I bought a Tony Rice model Santa Cruz, right?
Yeah.
And it was a killer guitar, and I made several albums with it, and eventually got tired of it and traded it off because it wasn't that it wasn't a great guitar, it was just that I was getting tired of dreadnoughts, right? And in point of fact, I had Richard Hoover, the owner of the company, built me a JP Cormier. It wasn't a JP model, but he built me a custom guitar, which was a triple O with a cutaway. It had a Tree of Life on the fingerboard and my initials inlaid on the pickguard in pearl. It was really beautiful, beautiful guitar. And so Santa Cruz make tremendous instruments. And I should mention, I shouldn't mention, but I have to mention that when Tony Rice had to build a road replacement for his Martin, he didn't go.
Which brand was it?
He didn't go to
Martin.
He went to Santa Cruz, and they built the Tony Rice model guitar, right? So I'm sorry, I pick on people with Martins, but It's
You
in,
seem
it's,
to
it's,
have
it's in
a
good.
bee in your bonnet.
It's in good fun. It's just because I love Martins too. I wish I had. I don't have
like
one. I wish
PA
I
guys
did.
picking
Right?
on JBL.
Yeah, yeah. So it's they're workhorses, and you know it,
Yep.
and you wish you had one, but you don't, or whatever. But I pick on anybody that's got brand loyalty because, brand loyalty is a bit odd when you consider how many great friggin' builders there are in the world, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what I've always been saying. For
And no
the whole
one
time.
company can make you everything unless they're Yamaha.
This is true.
Ain't it the truth?
Yamaha, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yamaha can build you guitar, bass, electric bass,
Cradle to grave.
cradle to grave, man.
Motorcycle.
Recording equipment, motorcycle,
Mini
skidoo,
Skidoo. Generator.
generator, boats.
Cradle to grave.
Yeah, man.
Let's
Yeah.
just give in.
Yeah.
Let's just go get a job with Yamaha.
Yeah, Yamahas. Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so there you go. Yeah, so I'm happy to hear that, Jim. There's another company that I just noticed today. Dakota McNamara texted me. It was with a Facebook post. I can't recall the name. Sorry, but it's a new string company that just came out. And mind you, one thing about me about brand loyalty, strings for me, I have a hard time using other strings than what I know
You're
work.
used to, yeah.
Yeah. Like right now, the D'Addario XS is the best thing I've ever used. For uncoated regular strings, it's John Pierce all the way. They're the best strings I've ever used that aren't coated. They're amazing, and I've been using them forever. And I've known the people that make them forever, and they've never forgotten about me. Like they gave me an endorsement 25 years ago, and I moved on to coated strings and stopped using them for the most part, except in the studio. And I saw the people again just a few years ago with Robin at Merlefest. And they remembered me. They're like, "Oh my God, we're so happy to see you." They hugged me and they gave me a whole bunch more strings and picks and bags, and like they're just great people. And they do make the best uncoated strings, as far as I'm concerned. I never use anything better. So, yeah, that side of things, I get stuck because that's where the rubber meets the road.
At the string, yeah.
Right? If the string is no good and it's going to break or sound like shit after a set, it's no good. It ruins everything. Ruins your guitar, ruins the show. So, yeah, if you found something, Jimmy, that you like,
Show us.
show us. I want to see them.
Do you
I
think-
want to look them up.
Jim's going to be mad when he finds out that I lost the bridge pin.
Oh,
again.
no, you didn't. You did not.
Yeah, it went zinging off somewhere across the
Oh,
shop.
for shit's sake.
You lost the one you found?
Yep.
Oh dear.
Well, that's why they call it lost and found.
He's probably lying to you. Ken next.
We have another super chat from Ted Whitmore.
Ted Whitmore, good
He's
to have
not
you
new.
back, buddy. We love you lots. What do you got today?
His comment, he says, TAC next week is Yamaha week day. I'm not sure what TAC in all caps. TAC, is that something? Next week
don't
is
know what that
Yamaha
means.
week.
It means it's something. I don't remember what it is. TAC, T-A-C. So what was the rest of the thing? Is Yamaha?
Next week is Yamaha week. Apparently.
TAC.
Whatever TAC. I'm not sure what TAC is though.
TAC is something. Shit. Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's really a thing.
Yamaha
To
week?
Google Yamaha week. And then
Maybe
you put
he's
it
telling
brackets
us that
day.
it's going to be Yamaha week here.
Easy there, killer.
One of the best guitars I have ever owned in my lifetime.
This is not the time for pocket pull, JP.
On Tony's
in
Hold it
my
yourself.
lifetime.
John,
Yes.
on Tony's acoustic challenge.
Oh, Tony's acoustic challenge.
Oh, Tony's Acoustic Challenge. Okay.
Seems like everybody did that but us.
So the legend goes, there's only 180 of these in the world. They just made a limited run of them.
I wish you had a big, deep Newfoundland voice to go with that.
We can borrow Curtis.
God damn.
Good sounding
It's
rig.
just such a guitar. It's just, I don't even know what to say about it. I will never part with this instrument. To me, this is right in league with the Boucher, the Gallagher, all those instruments. It's incredible. It's just one of the best guitars I've ever played in my life. And I was really, really lucky to get this. And it's funny you should say Tony's Acoustic Challenge, because I got this at Tony's Music Box in Fredericton. Mm-hmm. They commandeered it for me. There was only 2 left in Canada at the time I found this. And I called the guy up and I said, hey, you ever hear of this guitar? He said, yeah, we have one. I was like, what? He said, yeah. I literally got it, and that was in Westville. I literally got in my car at that moment and sped to Fredericton. Like
over hill and over dale.
Yeah. It's like a 6-hour drive.
Drop your head and lift your tail?
Yes, I did. Drop your head. Into a spin, whirl, twist and twirl, jump around like a flying squirrel.
Pull up and go around.
Don't you cuss and don't you swear. Come right out and form a square.
Pull up and go around.
Pull up and go around.
Pilot joke.
Anyhow, yeah.
Oh dear.
Tony Policastro's kind of pissing me off these days. I'm sorry about that, but he just kind of bothers me. He's got a great channel. He's got hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but I don't like the kind of stuff he promotes.
No?
Like these lesson systems that they claim you're going to play in 4 minutes and all this shit. I don't agree with any of that, right? And it's just like, come on, man, don't do that to people.
He bought out Esteban, didn't you hear?
He probably did. Yeah. Anyhow, no, but Tony, I love you, and you got my fucking name wrong. That kind of bothered me too. But
What does he call you again?
I don't know, Cormier or something.
Jim Paul
Yeah,
Corpuscle.
he played a clip of me on his show. It was like JP Cormier, and like come on, man. And then I wrote him 3 or 4 times, and told him, and he never answered me. So I guess he can just chew my. Never mind.
I'm sure he's also
also
overwhelmed with emails. Let's see. We have a super chat from Jim Hegan.
Parsley.
Yeah, I might need some
It's a
later.
little limp.
Jim Hegan.
Something
for that.
Pennsylvania is also where the best pencils are made. So good they named the state after them.
Pennsylvania.
Oh dear.
Connect.
Wow.
This is a super chat from Ian Rossiter.
Ian Rossiter.
He's
How you
not
doing,
new.
buddy?
Happy Wednesday.
He sure isn't.
There's no question attached, but I'll just read the next thing I can find from him. He says, you should get Yamaha to make a mandolin.
You know, that's interesting because they never. I don't think they've done mandolins. They do violins.
Yeah.
They do some. Believe it or not, Yamaha makes some of the finest violins in the world. They're high-end handmade violins that are like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Holy crap! They're
But
worth
no mandos.
No mandos, and no banjos,
No bazookies.
no bazookies. You'd think they would get into that. Even if it was no dobros,
No.
they make upright basses.
They do make uprights.
They make upright basses.
And they make electric upright
Yes,
basses.
they
And
do.
apparently also
And
saxophones.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every band instrument. They make the
And
world's
flugelhorns.
best band
Flugelhorns.
instruments. Yeah.
And oboes.
And
bassoons.
and piccolos.
And piccolos.
Piccolos.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we should also talk about tonight's sponsor.
It's all of a sudden it's just gone absolutely flaccid.
Yeah, the curly parsley is much akin to the.
I wonder if it's your breath. Maybe you should chew it and see. I challenge you to a parsley duel, sir.
Okay, next.
Oh dear. So we have a super chat.
We're
from
gonna pay
someone
for this
who's-
later in the comments. Eh?
Yeah.
Look
Oh,
at those
yeah.
two arseholes that
There
are
won't be.
hitting each other's face in the face with parsley. I'm not watching this fucking show
Can
anymore.
you do a live show with 0 viewers?
Yeah. Connect.
We have a super chat from someone whose name apparently I have been saying wrong and differently every time I say it.
Oh shit.
Ruh-roh.
So it's Ralph.
Ralph.
Do you remember his last name?
No.
Okay, so apparently it's pronounced like fascia, but it's with pro, so it's proscia. I've been saying like Prosica or something.
Oh.
Proscia.
Proscia.
Yeah.
Ralph Proscia.
Sorry about her,
sorry,
Ralph.
Ralph.
She's not the sharpest pilot in the hangar, if you know
No.
what I'm saying.
No, she's not exactly the knife you cut the tough meat with.
No,
You'll pay for that later.
She's not exactly. She's not exactly the scoop that you
No.
carve out the extra frozen ice cream
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
She's not the sandpaper you grab to strip the
I'm
bureau.
not feeling the love here tonight.
She's not the tire you take out in the mud to climb up the mud hill.
We're going to die here in a
How's the
second.
show go if I walk out right now?
Okay.
Oh,
Proscia. Ralph Proscia.
yeah,
Yeah.
Proscia, Ralph.
What do you got, Ralphie?
That was his comment.
Oh,
He just
sorry.
wanted to let us know
Okay,
that
well, I love you.
I'm terrible at
sorry.
video games.
We apologize. It's hard to.
Four ginger.
There's so many people here.
fine.
There's just
Wait
no
till
way.
next week, Coot, and you got to read names.
Yes.
Well, Larry Reindress, we said his name wrong for a year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
Yeah, we called him Rindress for a long time.
Yeah. And then Dax, we've been
Dax Raxawa.
It's Raxawa.
Yeah.
We've been saying that wrong.
And we already
Yeah.
know her
Reading
real
names
name.
is like my biggest fear
Yeah.
in public.
That's okay.
Anyway.
Don't worry about a ginger.
I am. We have another another super chat from Jim Hanlon.
Jimmy Hanlon.
So he says, "Not to worry, Coot. I have 5 spare of the same. I also packed you up a care box that includes various pegs and picks."
Five the same. The other 5 from
Yeah,
his
the
guitar.
other
'Cause
five, yeah.
He's
On-
got to replace
On the
them.
chance JP is around for future K&K installations.
Update for you, Jimmy. I think I already told you we just ordered more. They should be here within a week. And we're going to do that other install for you. And all you guys at K&K, I'm giving these things to people I love. I'm not. Well, I have used quite a few of them myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
But a
can
lot
tell
of my fellow players are either haven't used them or love them and not quite sure.
We're getting the
So
word out.
We've been getting the word out. Now we got 2 K&Ks in his guitars. He's one of the premier singer-songwriters here in Nova Scotia. And yeah, it's just been good. I mean, it's just been beautiful to deal with those guys. I had a beautiful conversation with Nikki a few days ago when I ordered them. They're just so nice. They're such nice, genuine people, you know. And she told me that they're doing awesome. They're just swamped.
Good.
And that's what I want to hear. That's what that's what it should be. They're the best. They make the best pickups I've ever heard in my life. So, what are you gonna do, right? Fight me. Okay, next.
I'll read that. I have a super chat from Joe McGraw.
Joe McGraw back again.
Have you ever heard of Buster B. Jones? The guy was amazing.
I sure have, and I met Buster B. Jones many, many, many years ago. And yeah, he was an absolute phenomenon. One of the best fingerstyle players ever. And just it's too bad he's gone.
Where was he from?
Well, it's hard to say. He was from the States.
Yeah.
He was from the States, but you know there was a lot of Buster B. Jones, and there was another guitar player who was actually the son of the illegitimate son of Merle Travis, who I might be getting that mixed up, but there was Buster B. and this other guy were just like I don't even know how to describe it. It was a bit of a soap opera, right? These guys were brilliant guitar players, and that generation of players were tied deeply to the fathers of the music, Chet and Merle and Jerry, and like Buster was just on another planet. But he played like Chet and Jerry, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He was just that kind of player. And like the only human being that's alive right now that I've ever heard, Richard Smith, the British fella he lives in Nashville, one of the best guitar players in the world, but the guy that really tops everyone, all of us in my opinion, is Tommy Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Like Emmanuel just is everything that those guys were, all of them put together. He knows all of it, right? And the only sad part about it is at this point is Tommy's getting older. And we won't have him around forever playing at the level that he plays. And it's sad. But if you ever get a chance to see Emmanuel, you have to go see him. Because if you don't, you're going to miss something that only comes around once. That's the thing about those guitar players. The Chets, the Jerrys, the Lenny Bros, the Tony Rices, the Doc Watsons, Norman Blake. There's a bunch of them, right? That they only come once. Everyone else, myself included, and everybody that I know that plays, you know, on the fringes of all that, all we're doing is playing catch up with those guys. That's it, right? And you can say that for every genre of music and every instrument. You know what I mean?
You're just a cheap imitation.
We're just stand on the shoulders of genius. Is all we ever do, no matter what.
Crouching timidly in the shadow of genius.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
What if that's brilliant? Did you make that up?
Just now.
Holy shit, that's wicked.
Wallowing.
Wallowing
Go downhill from there.
in your mediocrity, in your fetid pool of mediocrity, in the shadow of genius.
Piddling in the puddle of. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Schooner. No.
And bubbly. And Gallagher guitar.
I don't know why I'm drinking Schooner. Somebody brought this here, and I just I'll just drink
Cleaning out the fridge?
Evidently. Ken next.
We have a super chat from Jeff Galland.
Jeff Galland. They go there.
Happy Wednesday, fiddly dee potatoes.
Potatoes.
Have you two fools gotten after Boucher about flying the acoustic guitar yet?
But what?
A flying V acoustic.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do that, Jeff. It's right up there with making the headstock look like a penis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'll ask Robin when we go up and visit and prepare to be slapped
Hey,
from that
Robin.
side of the head.
Could you make me a flying V acoustic guitar with a penis headstock? Did I tell you I found a bull penis cane online?
Good.
Ken next!
We have a super chat from Caleb Hawkins.
Caleb Hawkins, I know that name.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell the story of why you stopped playing for guitars? Was offered a deal, but I'm weighing my options.
You didn't stop.
Kind of did.
No, I can't. I can't talk about it because if I did, it would affect some close friends of mine. And let me just put it this way: the reason I stopped endorsing that company was their business practice. That's why I did.
Not the instrument
Not the
itself.
The instruments themselves are fantastic, but I didn't like one particular thing that happened between them and another entity that really bothered me. And I was like, I'm out. I'm not going to be involved with that.
So saying
And
that,
so that's all I can say.
would you buy one
if it
weren't for that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They're friggin' brilliant.
They are some of the most beautifully manufactured
Oh,
guitars
they are.
I've ever worked on.
Stonebridge, Firk,
Yeah.
they're both the same. It's
They're
the
the same
same
thing.
company.
Yeah.
They're just really, really good guitars.
Yeah. To
But
me,
I
they
have
sound second only to a
But
motor.
I had a serious problem.
Ethical problem.
Ethical problem with something that happened, and that's all I can say.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the quality of their instruments. Their instruments are flawless.
Yeah.
Just some of the best I've ever used. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're talking about a deal with them, I can't really give you any advice. All I can tell you is, it's worth it to get the instrument in your hand. It is. And I'm not saying that. This, I should clarify as well that this incident that occurred is, it would never happen to you. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
It has to do with a very, very precise,
Set of
particular
circumstances.
set of circumstances that would never happen to anyone else except me.
Yeah.
It's not so. If you have an opportunity to work with them, you
Read
should-
Shit Magnet.
yeah. If you have an opportunity to work with that company, you should do it because they make some of the best guitars in the world. There's no question in my mind.
Yeah.
And anyone will tell you that that's ever played them. Dave Gunning's played them for 15 years.
Yep.
And they're friggin'
Extremely roadworthy.
Oh yeah, they just go on
Yeah.
and on and on.
Extremely
and on.
consistent.
They're just like weebles.
Yeah. And do you remember? I think we can say this. Dave got a new guitar from them,
Yep.
and we could not get it to sound right. Do you
No,
remember
I
that one?
remember that. Yeah.
And there were no questions asked. It was just replaced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
I
was
remember
just
that
replaced.
guitar.
It's not, we're going to take it and make it right or
This
fix
is a
it. Send it,
$4,000
yeah,
guitar.
send it back, and we're just going to replace it.
Yeah, no,
So-
sorry, bring it back because
Yeah.
they love Dave and they love
Yeah.
they love all the people that endorsed them and they treated me well.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's I don't want to go there. That's not what I mean. There's just
So
a
say no
very-
more, say no more.
Say no
Humana,
more.
humana, humana, humana.
There was just something that happened and I thought I think that's pretty not good and I'm just going to back off. But I will also say at one time they don't do it anymore, but at one time they made one of the best F-style mandolins I ever played ever because I used one.
Never seen their
Yeah,
mandolins.
I used one for years. You mixed that mandolin.
I've seen it, and not known it.
Yes, it was a Stonebridge.
Okay.
It was the same mandolin. It was a mandolin that I actually took to Afghanistan. Yeah, that mandolin survived Afghanistan, as did my Yamaha LX26C. You know, like these instruments. When I've put certain instruments of mine through the ringer, right?
If it can survive a trip to Afghanistan and back.
Stonebridge, that mandolin sailed through with flying colors. It
Yeah.
was sold to a bluegrass player when I'll tell you what got me out of the Stonebridge was a Collings, $8,000 mandolin.
Right.
Stonebridge was about $3,000. So I mean that's the only reason I traded out of that mandolin because I found the Collings and I could get a deal on it. And since then has since moved on through Michael Kelly and a couple of other Chinese makers, but then settled on my Eastmans. Right, I love Eastman. I've been using them for years now. I don't think I've really had anything else for about 6 or 7 years. So
That's a tough go for those instruments doing that trip.
it is.
We don't think about it too much, but you're
The
going from
temperatures?
here
Yes.
to
No humidity.
UAE,
Yes.
which is 100% humidity,
Yeah. And
and 45 to 50 degree C temperatures
Yeah.
all the time. And then you're going over to Afghanistan to
zero
humidity
60 degrees Celsius.
and dirt
yeah,
everywhere.
and dirt and clouds of powdered shit.
Yeah.
Why we fought there, I don't know.
On
All right.
that note,
Connect.
Moving on.
moving on.
Get your Ferk. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Super chat from Jim Walker.
Jim Walker, back again.
Hey, Jim.
Says, hello from Alabama.
Alabama,
Hello.
lower. Is it Lower Alabama? I used to live in Lower Alabama. Jackson, Washington County, Alabama.
Nice.
Oh yes, sir. 10 years.
Little
There.
barbecue down there.
Attaboy. Yes, sir.
Alvarez BG60 update. Put mine up against my buddy's awesome 1968 D18 and clobbered it. Even he agreed. Love my BG60. Thanks, JP.
Oh, nice. Now, mind you,
Careful.
you can't. Yeah, no. I was about to stand up for the Martin. A 68 D18 is Excalibur.
And got some experience behind it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that instrument would have so much character.
Yeah.
And so much tone, but it might be quiet, or it might be not have that beautiful point, like a new Alvarez
Yeah.
has, right? So, yeah, I'm not surprised. It doesn't surprise me to hear that a brand new guitar could eat a 53-year-old Martin, but there is something to be said for both sides. So, yep. I'm happy you love it, and I know that Alvarez. Since I showed that guitar, that's the guitar that started this whole thing. Was my comparison of the BG60 with my D28 Clarence White Martin.
Yeah.
That's what started all of this. If there would be no channel if it wasn't for that comparison, and I have to say, and that's what led to Alvarez. St. Louis Music reaching out to me from London, England, right? The CEO is over there, Chris Meikle. He called me. He's like, there's a lot of mileage in what you're doing, and we want to get involved, right? And so they did, and they sent me beautiful guitars, and I reviewed them, and they're just that whole thing is really special to me because how you just don't get that. That doesn't happen every day. where you end up finding an instrument that it seems like almost like every company, all these smaller companies that are charging, $1,500 or less for these really cannon guitars.
Killer guitars.
Like it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Everybody is able to get a smoking instrument right now, even with the shortages. The guitar sales are still up 600-700% worldwide. Everyone's suffering shortages. Not only those people, but Martin Gibbs and everyone. Is
I wonder
short,
when the
right?
massive wave of new killer guitar players is going to roll out following the pandemic.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because listen, I mean, I've been playing since I was 5, and when I started out, my guitars were horrible. I never owned a decent instrument until that Santa Cruz. That was the first real bench guitar I ever owned, was that Tony Rice, right? And it cost a fortune for me back then. I mean, relatively now, not much. I think I paid about $2,000 or $3,000 for it, which was a ton of money in 1996.
Yeah, sure was.
But like, if I'd have had good instruments when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have had to have surgery at 27. I ruined my hands playing guitars that were just unplayable.
Oh, we hear it.
Oh yeah, yes, oh yes. you definitely can.
I can't let a good shot go by.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, listen, I'm with you.
Tell us.
All the way.
Wow, we know
Cheers.
the truth.
Testify, sister.
Testify. Sing it, brother.
Ginger.
Ginger.
We have a super chat from Tim Bennett, who's back in New Delhi.
In New Delhi.
It is 3:30 in the morning.
Oh God, Tim.
God bless you,
We
Tim.
love you so much, man. Thank you so much.
We'll put in an order near to the end of the show for you to ship over to us.
Spices.
Tim is in New Delhi. He's watching us at 3:30. Tim is in New Delhi. His underwear are dirty. Yeah, Tim is in New Delhi. He's watching us at 3:30.
And he's kind of smelly.
And he's kind of smelly. Tim is in New Delhi.
Tim, 2 orders of lamb rogan josh, some beef danzak, some butter chicken. JP wants some garlic naan.
Yes,
Ginger
absolutely.
needs
Cooked fresh off
Onion
the street.
onion bhaji.
Onion bhaji,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Ship it.
go ahead, Tim.
He wants to know what your thoughts are on Tommy Emmanuel's disciple, Joe Robinson.
I've never heard of him.
Oh.
I've never heard of him. Now I got to look that up.
Yeah.
Joe Robinson. This is a new name to me. See, this is amazing, because as a guitar player, all I do is study guitar players, right? So you think you know every player, but you don't, ever. There's always some guy that you find and you go, holy shit, what the hell did I just watch? Like, I remember the first time I ever saw Sunga Jung, I think I don't know if I'm sorry. I'm not sure if he's Chinese or Japanese. I apologize if he sees this. But this kid, when he was like 7, was on YouTube, like playing Tommy Emmanuel stuff. And now, like he's got millions of subscribers. And all he does is sit in his house on the sofa playing the guitar. Because he's so good. He keeps coming up with better and better and better and better arrangements of all this pop music. Like everything from Michael Jackson to anything. He does
look for some after the show.
Sunga Jung, yeah.
Okay.
Lakewood Guitars build his signature model.
Nice.
I had one.
Okay.
And it was deadly. Great guitar. Glenn Gotel has them. He can order them at Antigonish, G&G Music.
Okay.
So yeah, like it's frightening. You're just talking about when's the next wave of hot players coming? They're coming now.
Yeah.
They're always coming. That's the thing about so great about guitar is it just never stops producing something new. You think that, like, sometimes you'll hear me say that nothing's new and that everything has already been done. And that's true to a certain extent. But there's always someone that has some...
Well, hang on now.
Okay.
Not everything's been done. There's always going to be somebody that picks up the mantle and puts a new spin on something.
Right. Yes. That's what I was getting to. There is. There's always somebody that does
He's Korean.
Korean.
He's
Okay.
Korean. Okay.
Well, he is a friggin' genius, and he's a super nice kid.
He's a really nice kid.
Yeah, when he talks.
No, he's a nice kid.
No, he's a nice kid.
I told you.
No,
He's a nice kid.
Listen, I've seen him talk. He's a beautiful kid.
Listen here, sonny boy. I'll tell you something, and it's not another. He's a damn nice kid.
This show is brought to you tonight by Curly Parsley. He's enjoying some right now. Okay, next.
We have a super chat.
Love you, Tim. Okay, next.
Sure.
Yes.
Ready?
Okay, next.
Wait a sec. Okay, now.
Go now. Super chat from Christoph Henrique.
Now that's new.
That's not a name I've ever tried to pronounce before, I don't think.
Where's
So,
he from?
I'm not sure, but his currency units are CHF.
Czechoslovakia.
I'm not sure.
No, that's not a country anymore. Is it? No. I don't know.
We'll leave the geography for another day.
Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
And Christoph says, great name, by the way.
He says, you're not only a great fingerstyle guitarist, flat picker, you play banjo, violin, you name it, you even play the dobro, and all incredible. How did that come? Do you have any tips for a budding multi-instrumentalist?
Don't make any friends.
Chris has just about got it right.
Become a hermit.
So the reason that happened, this is just going to be a short answer, is that I needed to work. And in order to work, being a multi-instrumentalist was the fastest way to get work in Nashville.
Jack of all trades.
Yep. Nashville and in CBC and all these places. They would hire a guy that could provide 3 or 4 instruments because they only played one guy, right?
Yeah.
Pay one guy, get 4 instruments, or pay 4 guys union scale, so they pay one guy, right? And you become what they call a utility man.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a cursed name, because utility men normally don't excel in any one instrument.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, and it's really true. If you're a utility man in Nashville, you're not going to get asked to go do a guitar show with a bunch of other hot players. Even though you might be able to do it, you're a utility man, so they automatically think your chops are even across a large number of instruments. That you haven't excelled in any one thing, right? So my advice to you is to do what I did, and that is, might be a tall order, but it's what you have to do is focus on one instrument. Usually it's the guitar, and then you have to start to transpose ideas from the guitar onto all the other instruments, and that's what makes the other instruments more your playing more unique, right? If you just go at a banjo as a banjo player and don't ever think about, okay, how do I think about this as a guitarist with banjo technique, or how do I think of mandolin as a guitar player, and how do I think of guitar as a mandolin player? You know what I mean? You have to mix up the parameters of each instrument with each other. Don't separate instruments. Try to make them all feed off each other. And if you do that, the level of your playing on each instrument will skyrocket, because you're utilizing technique across multiple delivery systems, right? Guitar is plectrum or fingerstyle, banjo is fingerstyle or clawhammer, mandolin is flat picked, fiddle is another beast altogether. It's just you really got to work at it. It's sometimes you don't have to don't worry about learning 17 instruments. Just get good on 2 or 3, and pretty soon if you introduce that to the community where you're at or the industry that you're working in, it'll get around. It'll get around, and it'll get around pretty fast, because the number of actually true multi-instrumentalists who can be considered legitimate utility men in the world is about that big. There's so few of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. There's one guy in Nashville, one, that gets all the utility work. He's from Ukraine. I don't remember his name, but the last time I was down there, Gordy Sampson told me about him. He said, you got to meet this guy because he plays everything. He plays everything. Guitar, fiddle, mandolin, dobro, bass, piano, horns. Like, he does everything. He is the busiest guy in Nashville. And he's not just doing demo sessions. He's on master recordings.
Right.
Right?
He's his own wrecking crew.
He's his own wrecking crew. It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
And I made a living off of that because I became... That's funny you should say it that way, because I'm such a fan of that. But I never thought of that. I'm my own wrecking crew.
You are.
Like, when I go in the studio here, I have a person in right now, an artist in right now, Jen Foote, just a singer-songwriter. Not a strong guitar player, but she's a strong writer, like a melody writer. She knows what chords she wants, and she comes in and just sings me the stuff, and I chart it and create an entire band.
You're the wrecking crew.
And that's what you have to keep. Yeah. That's what you have to do, and you have to practice it on your own. You have to sit it with a home studio and build bands and figure out what each instrument really does and the purpose of it and the economy of each instrument. How much guitar do you really have to play at that one moment, or how complicated does the bass part really need to be to carry the song, and all these things, right? And you got to distill it down to finding the real purpose of each instrument on a record. Does the rhythm guitar do anything fancy, or does it just go chink, 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 chink? Does the bass thing do blah, 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 or does it just go bum, bum?
What's the bandwidth?
You know what I mean?
Of each part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And and you're making a greater whole
Yeah.
out of a bunch of parts. And once you understand that, you can walk into a studio and understand exactly what a producer wants you to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. Is not being to walk in and just fucking shred. You got to be able to do what the producer says. Play this part, but don't play any thirds. That's what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the key, is understanding what, frankly, how little it takes from each instrument to create a band, right? It creates there's very little going on. And once you get that, you can work anywhere. And I learned it the hard way. I just fumbled through until I had it. Right? Still fumbling. There you go.
It fell on my lap.
I hope that helps, and I'm sorry it was a long-winded answer, but I know that people want long-winded answers sometimes. So, next.
Super chat from Caleb Hawkins.
Hey, Caleb.
Back again.
Mm-hmm. He's wondering if Orangewood has reached out to you yet. Every single YouTube channel with more than 5,000 subs has one to review. Got one for $120 used. Myself, it's fantastic.
I've heard nothing but good things about Orangewood, but they won't ship to Canada. I tried to just buy one. They're only $200.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where are they made?
In California.
Okay.
Made in China, sent back to California, and perfected and shipped, right?
Okay.
And they won't ship to Canada.
Weird.
That's fucked up, because
Mm-hmm.
there could be a massive market here for them. And because everything I've seen online, all the reviews, and I can tell which ones are, real,
Mm-hmm.
they're friggin' brilliant guitars for no money. Like, just hardly any money at all. Much the same as Recording King.
Is this a COVID thing, or is this just a
No, they just don't ship here. I don't know if
Guess
it's...
they don't need to.
I'm not sure why.
assuming.
It's
Yeah.
like, when you go in to order one, it says right on the things, like, we don't ship to Canada.
All the
This is
better for Recording King.
USA only, right?
Yeah.
So I would suggest to them that there's always more room for companies like that, right? Recording King is doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They're overloaded. It's not like people are suffering. These companies are suffering. They're doing fantastic because they're putting out great product, right? Recording King's no different. They're putting out killer product for no money. People are just getting into great guitars for $300 or $400. Orangewood, the same thing. They seem to be putting out incredibly good guitars for very little cash.
Maybe you can get a hold of one on your next trip down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Next time I go to the States to tour, which is gonna be next May, I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna just order one and send it to one of my gigs and just try them. Because
Or we could get one shipped to a layover hotel.
Yep.
that's true. You could just get one shit. Exactly. Pilots on board. Can next.
We're good for something.
Maybe they'll reach out to us. I don't know. Hope so. Orangewood, call me.
So we got another super chat from Jim
Hey, Jim.
Jim.
Hanlon.
Okay. I want to make sure it wasn't Hegan.
How about that Chinese lady playing the demi quiver at Stanfest?
Demi quiver.
Demi quiver.
Demi quiver.
Demi quiver? I don't
How
know.
many years
That's
ago
what
was
it's
that,
called.
Jim?
Demi
That was a
quiver.
few years ago.
That was a traditional.
Yeah.
She played.
What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was.
Wasn't that wasn't the year the Mongolian throat singers were there? I don't think.
Awesome. It might have been.
Was it?
Sounds familiar. There's
Yeah.
a lot of Asian players.
There was. Yeah, that year.
Yeah, that's amazing. She played that thing with the long.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it was deadly.
with the real Chinese sound.
Oh
built
yeah.
Right in.
Oh yeah, real Chinese wood sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was spooky.
Okay, next.
We have a super chat from Jamie Reed.
Jamie Reed.
Says, hi JP. Would really love an OM style guitar, and Martin are just extortionate. So I'm really thinking about getting a Recording King. I hope I can dodge the 20% law. Much love from Scotland.
Yeah, you know what? Go with the Series 11. That's my favorite one. Now you might like the 328, the OM 328 style, like the Martin style one, right?
Yeah, there's a few people that have said they got it and they really like it.
Yeah, everybody loves them because they're friggin' brilliant. But I, for some reason, and I actually gave that guitar to Cam.
Yep.
That's the one because I love that guitar and I gave it to him. I thought because he can do the most good with it. He'll play that in the around where he is in New Hampshire and whatnot, and people will see that thing and buy them. Right. I kept my Dreadnought version, but the Series 11, the all mahogany body, holy crap, they're nice guitars. They're some of the nicest guitars for, over here in this country, they're like $400. Like, get out of town. How good they are. I use mine on my new record, and I've played them live. They're just great guitars. Mm-hmm. So you might want to, if you want to go with the other thing. Here's the difference. The big difference in the two instruments is that the OM, the 328 version, like the OM 28, is a gloss finish, heavy poly finish, right? But the Series 11 is a matte satin. It's just wicked. Like it's wide open. Like there's no heavy finish on it at all. Now what that does to its longevity, I don't know. Probably nothing, because I've seen lots of other guitars like Seagulls and even Taylors
That have the light finish.
Yeah, that have that light satin sheen finish, and it doesn't seem to hurt the instrument. There's no warping or bulging or any of that shit that usually happens with any guitar. But if you want that wide open, that dark woody sound out of an OM, the Series 11 is killer and cheaper than the 328, but not much, but enough to make a difference. Mm-hmm. And the Series 11 has that killer headstock, that Statue of Liberty torch kind of headstock, right? Where your 328 will have a standard Martin style square peg head, which I'm not a big fan of, really. When there's so many other interesting style headstocks out there, the Martin is kind of a bore after a while. Everyone uses them.
Yeah.
Martin invented that, so everybody copied it. But anyhow, I hope you figure out which one you want and get a dandy. You should be okay. Cap.
Super chat from Jim Walker. He's just confirming that he is from Lower Alabama.
Cool.
I'm going to say this wrong. He lives near Eufaula.
Eufaula, yeah.
Is that right?
I know
Okay,
it well.
Cool. And he says you could extend your summer by 2 months if you come back down.
Yes, I could. Damn right I could. I played in Eufaula. The church is all through there. That's a beautiful place, man. The people in Alabama, I had the most incredible life experience in that place, because not only was I exposed to some fantastic musicians, But, not only in bluegrass, but in the black community. I was taken in by the black community of musicians and gospel singers and electric players, blues players. And I was treated so well by everybody that I ran across in that state, in that country, in Mississippi too. Because we were right close to the line. And I went to college in Mississippi. And I'd cross over the state line there, just 20 miles from Wakerville, And yeah, I'll never forget it. I miss it. I miss that place. I miss the way it smells and the way the heat and the humidity and the
tropical.
Yeah, and the giant long leaf pines everywhere, and kudzu all on the sides of the highways, and what a place. It was an incredible place.
We'll have that weather here in another 20 years.
Yeah, and everybody in Alabama will be dead. Because it'll be 300 degrees down there. Love you, buddy. See you soon, I hope. Next.
Let's see.
Where's that rat, Cam McMaster?
Yeah, where is Cam?
Oh, he's here.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Yeah.
Where's that rat, Cam?
But the next one's from a super chat from Larry Reinders.
Larry Reinders. Back again, buddy.
Cheers,
how many,
Larry.
How many times did you play in the Middle East, and how many students do you have now?
We got like 130 people or something signed up to the school, which is a dismal number.
I think we're actually at 140.
Okay, it's still dismal, but because I appreciate every single person that's on there, but I wish it was 10 times as many, because that's how many people have asked me for lessons in my lifetime. 2,000 or 3,000 at least. And yet they don't seem to go to that site. So go to that site, mastermusicmethod.com. If you want to take personal private lessons from me, that's the place to go. I'm just kidding, but seriously, it is there. And
Well, you take requests for lessons too, so it's kind of personal.
yeah, it's turned into quite a thing. Like, we've really poured a lot of work into it in the last year, because it took off. And so, like I talk to the students, I take requests for things, and we do in-depth lectures on everything that we teach. And you can take guitar, fiddle, mandolin, banjo on there. There's 4 directories for those 4 instruments. And yeah, I wish there was more people signed up to it. It was because it really is cool. If you want to learn to play something, I teach these things the way that I learned them. So in the order that I learned them. Like, that was my theory behind Master Music Method, was to show people all of the aha moments I had without the time in between. Right? If you had them all one after the other with no work, boom, you're there, right? And then all you have to do is just practice.
Just add talent.
Just add talent. You don't even need talent. You just need practice. Anybody can do anything if they just fucking practice. You got to play hard. You can't expect to, I'm going to go on a rant here. The systems that claim they can make you play in a week are full of shit. There's no such thing as
What
that.
are they full of?
Shit.
Okay.
You have to practice. Practice makes perfect. The guy said, "How do you get to Carnegie Hall from here?" And the guy said, "Practice." That's the truth. You can't, and practice should be fun. And that's what we try to make it, because we give you all these really cool. When I show you the things that I learned as a child, which were unlikely, right? They are fun, because they're like little every lesson is like a little miniature discovery that you go, ooh. And I try to make it be, especially when you're having curled parsley, limp curly parsley.
Mom's getting mad at us.
Okay, sorry. So let's get through the last of the super splats. Put parsley in my beer. The super splats, please.
I got one from Jim Hanlon.
Jim Hanlon.
He says, "Warning, Daredevil will attend next Wednesday."
Daredevil. Right then. Okay.
Okay then.
Warning received. Then we have super chats from Cam McMaster.
Oh.
He was golfing.
Of course.
But he says, okay.
Cam McMaster was out on the golf course.
Cam the master.
Cam McMaster, he doesn't ride a horse.
Cam the disaster.
Cam McMaster, he's late again, of course. Cam McMaster, why don't you go kiss my
Force.
That sort of fell apart at the end.
So how's
Cam McMaster.
Jack Nicholas tonight out there?
Yeah, how's old
How's old Tiger won't?
Tiger won't. How's old Greg Foreman?
Yeah. How's old Plow Smash a Ball?
Yeah. How's old Gutsy Plinker doing over there?
Oh dear.
How's your hole in one?
How's your Antsy McPain?
Moving on.
Okay, we're done.
So, his super chats.
Yes.
He's hit 4 of them all in a
Oh,
row.
Jesus.
He says, I won $20 in the last hole, so here it is. Sorry, the server's stuck
Jesus.
here. And then he says, 100% stand behind the Series 11. I love it. And he says, have you ever climbed on the roof of a clubhouse to send a message on YouTube?
Why, I believe I have.
I believe we have now.
Yeah.
And then, have you ever quit a golf league so you could watch a YouTube show?
Yeah, quit a
No,
golf
but you
league.
almost did based on the video you sent last week.
Okay, boys.
Love you,
Well,
Cam.
love you too, Cam, buddy. I appreciate you. All right, so this is exciting because this is the last week. And then next week, we're going to announce the winner of the big prize packet fantasy music.
Yeah,
which
last
is
week of the draw, not last week of string theory, just to be clear.
Yeah. So the prize pack is the THR Yamaha THR Mark II 30.
Yep.
30 Mark II, an acoustic amplifier, and a free 30-minute Zoom lesson with me, and a free tone right. Oh, I love that thing. That's a really cool deal. I got to do a review on that too. But if you want to change your guitar from good to great, the tone right's the way to do it. So the question will be,
Can't be a thing or a place.
no. So where is Sunga Young from? Time actually.
Okay, so he was first with
Okay.
Korea.
3-card Monty. 3-card Monty. You know the drill. You will send me an email to jpcormier38 at gmail.com. jpcormier38 at gmail.com, and you have won the weekly fantasy pack, which is the leather pick case, a variety of picks, strings, and they'll be shipped out to you wherever you want to go, and you're in the draw now for the big draw next week. Who is number 2?
The second one was Ricky Carter.
Oh, that's a new one. Ricky Carter. You have won the G&G pack. Send me an email right now to jpcormier38 at gmail.com. jpcormier38 at gmail.com, and you will receive the G&G prize pack, which includes a Levy's embossed leather strap with the String Theory logo on it, picks, strings, and both of these shops are uber supporters. They have deals on things in store, like something they do tax free. They have coupons. They will give you a deal on stuff that you want in their
And
shops.
they'll ship
anywhere in the world. So, cue the music, Ginger.
Hey, wait.
What?
We have to apologize for next week.
Why?
Ginger's leaving us.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Now nobody's going to come watch.
But we have to give them fair warning that we're going to be having technical difficulties.
Well, you might have technical difficulties. I'm fine. I'll just get drunk and I won't notice.
Well, we're just going to try and keep it together and keep this ship sailing while
Yes, we will.
Ginger takes her leave of us for a week.
So you're going to just see tomorrow. You're going to see next Wednesday just exactly how much she does around here.
Yeah.
Because
You want to witness a real
It's
shit
gonna
show
be a
on
shit
wheels?
show.
It's
it's going to be shit show theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tune in
Cue
next
the-
Wednesday.
Cue the music. Cue the music. We're good. We love you. We can't thank you enough for supporting us for over 100 years now here on YouTube.
Keep your chicken cocked.
That's right. And keep your cock chicken.